George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Well, this sister we feel real good about. Jackie Grace is a griot. She's an author. She's living in on Grace Mountain in the foothills. I don't know if you call them the foothills. Well, it's a mountain in Tennessee. That's where she living. But we're so happy to have her. And she, if from for Syracusans, we know Jackie is an educator, a retired educator, many years in the community, educating our children, educating her babies. Former entrepreneur for Grace Children's Academy, but sister's doing her thing, and we have her to welcome as we celebrate Kwanzaa, which starts at the time of this conversation, starts tomorrow, December 26th. Since this is actually, it starts Tuesday. Tomorrow's Christmas Day. Thank you, right? But we will have Kwanzaa beginning on the 26th. And Jackie, because you're not here, they asking me to do it. I'm laughing. So I'm doing it. I've been actually. I was blessed. I did a Kwanzaa at Krause Hospital. Shout out to Krause. We had a great time last Friday, and so we wanted to talk again about the 7 principles, what they mean, and how Jackie, you have celebrated and how you celebrate and what they mean. So let's go through what the 7 principles are. Let's start with that, right? 7 principles for each day. So the first day would be umoja, a unity, to strive for and maintain unity in family, community, nation, and race. And that would be the first day of Kwanzaa, where we would light the black candle, okay? So for people, if you want to follow along, what do you say? Follow along at home. And then, of course, the second principle is Kujijakalia, to define ourselves, name ourselves, and to create for ourselves and speak for ourselves. And that's the self-determination. We would light the first red candle on the December the 27th. And then on December the 28th, Ujima, collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together and make our community's problems our problems and solve them together. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. And of course, Ujima, cooperative economics to build and maintain our stores, our own stores, shops, and other businesses to profit from them together. And then we have Nia, purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. And then we have Kuumba, creativity. I done messed up the dates, but now we're at December 30th. That's where we are now. I should have been given those dates. We're at December 30th now. Kuumba, creativity, to always do as much as we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. And you know what's interesting, right? For Kuumba, which is the 6th day, New Year's Eve, we might have a karamu or feast. And then on Imani faith, to believe with all our hearts in our people and the righteousness and victory of our struggle, New Year's Day, a day of reflection, a day of meditation, and a day of sort of collecting so that we might move forward. So I just wanted to give people the basic, what Kwanzaa is and the principles based on the first harvest festivals in Africa, and the African American holiday that we've been celebrating since 1966. Okay, with that big build up, Jackie, what does Kwanzaa mean to you?
Before I start, let me just thank you so much, George, for reaching out to me. And we seem to do this every year, and I look forward to it. So thank you so much, and much success to all that you do in terms of bringing media, bringing voices to the community. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're
Um,
welcome.
in terms of Kwanzaa, I've been celebrating Kwanzaa for a number of years, and I love being able to say that I try really hard to implement the Kwanzaa principles in my life throughout the year. I think that the principles are so applicable that they're doable. That's something that we should do
Mm.
anyway. And it actually makes us a better, more conscious person in terms of everything that we do. We're doing it for our people, for our community, for our nation. And so every principle, I really give the Dr. Malana Karinga just kudos for implementing or thinking of principles that we can use every single day in our lives. So every one that you just mentioned, George, I try in some kind of way to practice that, to put that to practice in my life.
So let's go through, right? So we got umoja, unity. Talk to me about the ways in which you see umoja showing up for Jackie Grace.
Oh, for Jackie Grace. Well, I can tell you that unity, I've always worked with people in order to get things done, right? I know that whenever it is that we are preparing a meal, right? We say potluck. That means everybody contribute and hopefully their favorite, dish. But we know that when it is that we put all of our energies and our efforts together, that we make it a better situation. That the celebrations are ones in which encompasses everyone. So unity is understanding that that word unity is in community,
Mm.
and that if we did not band together, that if we did not see ourselves as a collective, that we basically make ourselves very vulnerable to all the vices that are out there. So we understand that our strength is when it is that we are putting our energies forth as a collective unit.
You know, I love just listening to you and thinking about that. Unity is community is part of unity, and it's something that we can practice. And it might be, a lot of people when they think about Kwanzaa, Jackie, it seems so foreign to them. I don't know nothing about that. What in your view, and we'll go through the other principles and how you use them. But in your view, what's the simplest way for you to think about how people can infuse Kwanzaa into their year-end reflection celebration?
I think that one of the most important things, as a former teacher, as a former educator, my whole focus in my classroom was, and I had this really gigantic sign up. It says, "We are a community." I wanted us to know, and I wanted my students to really feel that every piece of them that they bring into that classroom, we're going to recognize it and we're going to celebrate it. And so what we figured out very quickly was that if we're trying to do something individually, that it's not going to get done for everyone, that we all are in this together. And so one of the first things that I tried to teach my students was that we're not just put here on this earth for ourselves.
Mm.
We have a responsibility to recognize and to realize that we are here for everyone else. So that concept of service, waking up in the morning saying to yourself, what can I do for others? It's
Mm.
not just about me, and it's not about myself. It's about us as a people. And so I sometimes feel really um, concerned because today we're taking selfies. It's about us.
Ah,
It's about what,
ah,
I'm doing. And
uh-huh.
we're not realizing that it's about us. It's about the collective. It's
Mm-hmm.
about me realizing that I can't be here without you. And you can't be here without me. And that we have to learn how it is to work together and to see ourselves as a unit versus me, myself, and I, you know?
Amen, sister. Talking with Jackie Grace, retired educator, talking about Kwanzaa, the seven principles of Kwanzaa. And yes, this has become an annual tradition because I know the sister is living those principles, right? She talks about how it's showing up. All right, let's talk about Kuji Jakalia, to define ourselves, name ourselves, and create for ourselves and speak for ourselves. And if you can't remember all of that, what I love this book by Deborah Newton Chocolate. It's for kids. That's her name, Deborah Newton Chocolate, and it's basically it simplifies what the principles mean. And so for Umoja, it's simply we work together, and for Kujichagulia, it's simply we define ourselves. So there you go. Talk to me, sister.
Yes. And, as I was thinking, as you were talking, George, I'm trying to say, okay, what do I do with Coochie Dakalia? Well, um, when it comes to the names
Hmm.
that we give ourselves, the names that we give our children, we try to give names that mean something, that actually have a wonderful, inspirational meaning, one that inspires one to be, you know. And so for us to look at that and say, I'm not going to let anyone call me, out of my name. I'm not going to let anyone call me, a derogatory name. I'm going to tell them what I want them to call me. So I think name how it is that we name our children. I mean, I had a student in one of my schools whose name was Your Highness.
Mm.
I love it.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you get people say, oh, those are some crazy names. Not when it is that you look at what the parent is trying to do. It's trying to elevate and
Yes.
trying to inspire and trying to plant seeds, in their child so that they can aspire to be. So I think us defining ourselves, us naming ourselves, and not letting anyone else do that, how important that is. So just coming from the concept or the idea of Negro to
Hmm.
Black to African American, right? And so all those different stages of knowing is what all that's about. And we are at a point now where we know, hopefully, prayerfully, know who we are and knows whose we are, and that we are connected to a greater mankind. So I think it should empower us. It should give us promise. It should give us hope.
Amen. Are you preaching up in here, sister? You preaching? Let's talk about the third principle of Kwanzaa, which is the first green candle lit on the third day, and that is Ujima, collective work and responsibility.
Yes. What we know, when we're doing absolutely anything, that when we work together, when we are we become a force, we become the strength, we become powerful, more powerful when it is that we work together. And so we're making sure that we understand that our brothers and our sisters' problems are our problems, that we are not alone, that we stand together, and that when it is that we are the lone person, the lone sheep, that we can get devoured by the wolf. So I'm oftentimes looking at us and saying, oh my goodness, if we do not look at history and at herstory, how it is that we band together, how it is that we marched and we sang and we did all kinds of things to gain our freedom and to gain our independence. We couldn't do it alone. We had to do it with everyone that's in our community, that's in our tribe. We had to do it together in order to make it work, become successful, in our endeavors.
We talking with Jackie Grace, retired educator, about the seven principles of Kwanzaa, but how we can use these principles as a guide for daily living. Dr. Malana Karenga, that's what his intention was in creating this holiday.
Yeah.
When and giving my talk, I said, people, well, it's a made up holiday. You see a lot of the some of the self haters and right wingers talking about that. I said, all these holidays are made up, okay? Every single one of them. So don't trip. All right. Right.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. All right. So the fourth principle. So now we're lighting the second. We're lighting the second red candle, Ujima, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses and profit from them together. I know you love this.
I love this. I love this, especially because we had Grace Children's Academy, right? And if it had not been for the support, for the patronage, for the basic trust of the community in Syracuse, Grace Children's Academy would not have been successful. And so we are definitely indebted. We are definitely grateful for all the help, the support, the prayers that went out to us in Grace Children's Academy. And so the businesses that we have, they will not work. They will not be successful if we do not go and say, hey, I could buy this at this store and I'm saving 5 cents, or I
Okay.
can buy it from one of my sisters and brothers, right? So investing and helping and understanding that your success is our success, right? So definitely cooperating so that all of our monies are spent in our community and stay in our community so that we profit together.
Oh man, I love that. So now we are at day 5. Believe it or not, Ujima is day 4. We're going to light now the second green candle for Ujima for Nia, which is purpose to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community to restore our people to their traditional greatness. I know you love Nia too. Just look at you, right? I know you
I
love
love
Nia.
Nia, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We had at Grace Children's Academy the wannabes, right?
Ah,
And the
yes.
wannabe, right? We were training, we were teaching, we hopefully inspiring our students to believe that whatever they wanna be, they could be. And
Mm.
so we introduced many, many different careers, many, many different paths in which they can find jobs and vocations. And so we planted those seeds to say, hey, doctors, lawyers, engineers, plumbers, mechanics, whatever it is that we need in our community, you can be that. So let's find out what we need to do, what we need, how it is that we need to grow so that we can be whatever it is that we want to be. And let's make sure that we understand that we have a divine um, gift from God. Let's find out what that is. I love this quote, George, when it says, the most important, the two most important days in your life. One is the day that you were born, and the second is the day that you find out why you were born,
Mm.
right? So we need to know why we were born, that we have these divine gifts, we have these divine skills, we have these divine tools that actually help us to help us to help others. So purpose, we're not just here. We are here for reasons, and we need to find that out so that we can, be a help and a support to others.
I love it. All right, so we have Kuumba now, creativity. We're gonna light our final red candle on day 6. This is New Year's Eve, December the 31st. Yeah, December the 31st. To do always as much as we can to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited. Kuumba, creativity.
Love that principle as well. And George, when I think about us as a people, we are one of the most creative group of people on the planet. We don't just beat a drum. We beat that drum. We don't just dance and move our feet. We dance. We don't just
Yes.
sing, we sang, So practically everything that we do, we put our own energy, our own creativity, our own gifts in it, and we make it, as they say, mo better. So
Okay.
our creativity is just off the chain, just totally off the chain. And I look at us in every field, in sports. I look at us, when we're dealing with money and finances. We don't just do that. We just do the thing,
We do
right?
the
And
thing.
that's our creativity. I love it.
Uh,
I
uh,
just love it. I just love it.
Jackie, with all due respect, we just do the damn thing. Okay, that's what we just do.
We just do the damn thing. I was trying to be cute.
You was trying to be cute, but I just let's put it in the vernacular, like how we really talk. Okay, for real, for real, for real.
Yeah, yeah. We just do the damn thing.
That's what we do. All right, our final candle that
Yes,
we're gonna
yes.
light on New Year's Day, the final green candle. So we alternate. If you notice, we start with the black candle for unity. Then we light the first red candle, Kujijakalia. We light the first green candle for Ujima. The second red candle for Ujima. The second green candle for Nia. The third red candle for creativity, Kuumba. And now we're going to light our final green candle, which is Amani, faith. And I should say that the colors for Kwanzaa are red, black, and green. Jackie, what do the colors mean, my sister?
Oh, red is for the blood that we've shed, for our people and for our freedom. Black is for our people. And the green is for our land, our homeland, and the
Amen.
land that we now are trying to acquire. So
Amen.
red, black, and green.
There you
Yes,
go. So
yes,
this on New Year's Day,
yes.
which is the final day of Kwanzaa, to believe with all our hearts in our people and the righteousness and victory of our struggle, Imani or faith.
Faith. Yes. We would not be here. None
Mm,
of us would be here if
right.
it were not for the faith, if it were not for the blood, the sweat, the tears, the prayers of our ancestors. And so we have to believe that it is that audacity
Come on.
that we have, that's why we're here, is that with all of the struggles, with all of the pain, with all of the difficulty that we've come through, it's because of our belief in God, belief in our people, belief in our future. And we don't give up that hope. We know that we are, great people on this planet. And we know that we can become even better by putting our energies together and practicing principles of Kwanzaa. So
Let's
definitely, all these principles, absolutely everyone is what we can practice absolutely every day. And so when it is that we look at them, we listen to the meanings behind them, we can actually admit we do this. We
yeah.
do this. We make these conscious and conscientious decisions in our lives absolutely every day. And when it is that we learn more and more about the principles, that can actually result in us being more and more conscientious and more successful as a people because we're trying to be our best selves.
That is Jackie Grace, retired educator and author. Tell us about your books and where people can find your books, Jackie.
Yes. So my books, I have two characters. One is Leroy, the wide mouth frog, and the other is Lizzie May, who is a beautiful little black girl who is sassy, strong, and confident. My books, I actually warehouse them myself. So people can actually just call me or email me at JackieGrace1953 at hotmail.com. And I'm always happy to mail them to you, free shipping. And that's one way that you can connect with me to get these books.
All right, Jackie Grace. Jackie Grace 1953 at hotmail.com is how you find Jackie, and get these books. And we're really excited that Jackie continues to be a part of our community from wherever she is, doing whatever she's doing. She's forever going to be someone who has made an imprint and an impact on our community, because her babies are a living testament to the work that she has done and the foundation that she has laid through all of these 7 principles in her life. Jackie, you are a true pioneer for our community. We love you and appreciate you, and we wish you continued success and a beautiful holiday season.
Thank you so much, George, and the same to you. And hello, Syracuse. Forever love you.
Inspiration for the nation.